Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. Seniors Issues is the segment, and we talk to people who are experts in seniors issues, things that come up. And guess what? It's going to come up for all of us, including me. It happened. I'm a senior citizen now. Anyway, Greg Steen has been coming on our show for years, telling us about these issues. And there he is. Welcome, Greg Steen.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, a lot of changes coming up for seniors in what, Medicare?
Medi-Cal, yeah.
Medi-Cal.
In January 2024.
Who gets Medi-Cal?
Well, pretty much people that are looking for low-cost health insurance, people that have a need for in-home care, assisted living assistance, and most of the people that are in skilled nursing, over 85% of all of them.
By the way, I am new to this, all these terms, Medicare, Medi-Cal, and there's a lot to sort out. You're telling me about I got to get supplements, got to do this and that. And
right.
That's why you're around, is to help seniors figure some of this stuff out.
Yeah, and in your case, you know, we have experts, and so we have people that we've vetted through the years, and we know that will give you the most up-to-date and accurate information. So the Medi-Cal changes really have to do with the fact that for years to qualify, you had to have a certain asset limit or under, and last July the asset limits were raised, and in January upcoming 2024 they will actually be done with those. They won't have them anymore.
They won't have asset limits.
So you could have $5 million and get on Medi-Cal if you wanted to. I'm sure that's going to be the case with some people.
What about income? Is there an income?
So that is part of what they look at, but it's not necessarily a determining factor for eligibility. Income is looked at to determine if you can afford to pay a share of cost, which is like a copay, right, every month. So the important thing there is that, unfortunately, it can be miscalculated, and every different Medi-Cal program, there's different ways of calculating it. So depending on the program, it could be this much or it could be this much, depending on the program. And so it's really critical that people have somebody who understands how those are calculated, make sure they're done right, because as you can imagine, a lot of the people that are paying for care, it's so exorbitant, and to have an incorrect share of cost and pay too much is kind of a double whammy. So the reason this is important for the public to know and for people to understand is that, see, Medi-Cal is the first program that, once approved, allows you to apply for other programs. So, for instance, in-home care. A lot of people don't know that there's programs to pay for in-home care literally up to 24 hours a day.
Wow.
So, but when you ask people out there, are you involved in this program? Are you enrolled in it? Are you even aware of it? Most people have no clue. Look at you like a deer in a headlight. And so we want to help people understand, if you get Medi-Cal done right, then you have these other great programs. Medi-Cal does have amazing help, and so they'll pay for in-home care up to 24/7. They will pay for, in 15 counties right now out of California, Kern County being one, Kern County, Fresno County being two of the counties, they will pay for assisted living. Okay, a good portion of it. And then skilled nursing, of course. Hopefully, you never need that, but if you do, it'll pay for some or all of that. But you've got to have Medi-Cal done right.
Got to get that in order. Okay.
The other concern, Mike, is that what's not changing, at least now, is Medi-Cal state recovery. The reason this is important to know is because now these people are going to be fooled into thinking they can have all these assets in their name. The problem is, when they pass away, certain of these expenses that Medi-Cal covers, not all of them, but a good majority of them, the state has the right to be reimbursed for all of that.
Out of the estate.
Exactly.
So if there's a house or bank account or something.
And if it's all in their name, then yes, it's accessible to Medi-Cal state recovery. And so we don't really think that it's right that people should have to repay a system that they already paid into since 1966 with their Medicare deductions, and which at the time were not voluntary, right? So people have paid into these programs. You shouldn't have to pay back those programs. And the state has made it very clear that through different legal options, you can avoid that completely. Just like you can avoid probate, and just like you can ask your CPA to help you reduce your tax liability, legally, of course. And so that's something that people need to be aware of, because you can have Medi-Cal, have, any amount of assets in your name, but the state is going to come asking
looking for
to
it.
be reimbursed when you pass away.
Well, a couple of things you said, Medi-Cal done right. Got to make sure you get your Medi-Cal done right. Where do you even start? Is that something you help people with?
Hopefully they would start with us, Senior Care Advocates.
Okay.
And so we've got about 30 plus years of helping people with this. We've done thousands of applications through the years. Ultimately never got a denial, never lost anybody's house to Medi-Cal state recovery. But the biggest things that we do really is that, people need an advocate today, especially post-COVID. So we've learned that if we listen to people, then we can educate them. Then we can advocate for them and ultimately help them become their best advocate, right? So, what we don't know can hurt us, and what we don't know a lot of times does hurt us. So if you are going to contact us, numbers on the screen, Senior Care Advocates, we have a free consult.
Nice.
We will leave people at the very least better than we found them. Okay. And so, but we want to help people navigate the long-term care maze.
Right. Let me tell you this. You know how many Medicare applications I've done? 0. I have no idea, but you've done thousands.
Medi-Cal, yes.
Medi-Cal.
Yes.
I keep mixing the terms.
Yes.
See, it's all new to me, Greg. Medi-Cal, I've done 0, you've done thousands. And that's who you want doing it, somebody who's done thousands, I think.
Well, that's why I take my car to an expert, and
That's right.
I take my health to an expert, and my taxes to an expert. And so, and the thing that I think it's important for people to understand is that, as you said, most of us are going through this crisis, the first time.
Right.
And the healthcare system that we're trying to navigate through isn't really set up any longer. And this is not, conspiracy thing. It's reality, and people understand this already. That it's not designed for what's best for the patient. It's what's best for the corporations or the insurance companies.
Right.
So to have an advocate help you navigate through that and actually retain your rights, know your options, and then be able to help you walk through that, to me is not only critical, but it's the difference between really surviving and thriving.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to maneuver through that nowadays.
Right.
Sometimes it's not even the phone or a person. They want you, the senior citizen, to get on a computer and type all this stuff in.
Right.
And a lot of people, there's no computers when I was in college. I don't know about you, Greg. You're a young man, but now
We did have them, yeah.
now you have to be an expert on using a computer to get through this stuff.
Right. And one of the things that people, I think, don't really realize until they're in this crisis is that, you have to make decisions immediately, and most of the time on limited information.
Yep.
And so a lot of times you're not being informed of all your rights and your options. And so in any situation, how can anybody make an informed decision, right? Let alone the best decision for your loved one. So we do have a free consult. We definitely will give people great information, and we'll tell you right up front if we're not the best fit or you don't need us. We certainly don't need to try to help people that we don't need to help.
Well, my mom took care of her mother during a period that she needed to be cared for. So my mom had to give up her job, her career, and stay home. But you're saying there's resources out there that we didn't know about where there could have been some in-home care and help.
That's a great point. You know what? We actually have, this is a very common circumstance now. And interesting that you bring that up, because people do quit their jobs and companies do lose valuable employee hours for this purpose. People are blowing through their vacation pay and their PTO and whatever time they can, the kindness of their boss can give them time off. So one of the things that we're implementing very soon is a program for employers to bring us on as basically like a preferred provider, so that we can empower and educate their employees so that they don't have to miss as much time, and they can still leave their loved one in the best care and have the best funding options as well, because that is an unfortunate reality. I have a great neighbor that literally had to quit his job, moved both of his parents into his home to care for them, and now that's what he does.
Right.
And bless his heart, that's to be able to do that is a real blessing, but not everybody can. Most people can't. So
It's very clear talking to you that people should come talk to you early, but how many come and talk to you early and how many when it's just absolutely emergency time?
So pretty much 99% are crisis.
Crisis time, yeah. And they don't have to wait that long.
You don't have to. Human nature pretty much causes us to, but if I could implore people out there that are listening to think ahead, because we all are aging.
Yep.
We all are going to need it. And when you think that mom or dad might need some help, I will guarantee you it's already past the point of might. They do.
They do by then.
And so, so obviously it's better to get your information, be informed, be educated before you're in a crisis.
And I guess the big message today is Medi-Cal has made some changes.
Big changes.
You'd better get it in front of those changes.
Right.
Otherwise, you could end up losing some of your estate or, a lot
Absolutely.
of different things.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Okay. Any last thoughts for our viewers?
you know what? I just appreciate the opportunity to share with everybody. Hope everybody has, an opportunity to at least check out our website, understand what is available, and at the same time, be diligent about this, be intentional, and get the information before you need it.
By the way, I hope it's okay. I put your number right on the screen, 559-227-7322. And there's a website too, senior, tell me what it is.
SeniorCareAdvocate.com.
You notice I can't see that far anymore to read it for you. SeniorCareAdvocate.com. If someone calls right now, who's going to answer?
We have a great team.
Good team there, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very good. I appreciate this. And come back. I'll have you back every couple
Thank
months
you,
and
Mike.
bring us up to date on issues that are important to
Appreciate
seniors.
you.
And we will be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.